and beyond, beyond, beyond.
All right. So this is the Infinite Lessons podcast with your host Ahmed El Garabli, and we have our first ever special guest, Big Mike. Bigger than life discussions with bigger than life people, and there's no one better that I can imagine than Big Mike himself. Introduce yourself, sir.
Yeah, I'm Big Mike. Thank you for having me on. Mike, Big Mike, aka Big Mike's CALYPSO KITCHEN. Small taste of Barbados, big taste of the Caribbean. Yeah. Anything that you want Caribbean-esque to taste nice, you got to start with me first. You know what I'm trying to say, but yeah, love it. Thank you.
I'm saying we're here with the original Big Mike.
Yeah.
Some of you might know another Big Mike from Croydon.
No, man, there's only one of me. Look, I am big. My name is Mike, and I wasn't that creative with naming our restaurant, but it's not the name that makes it. It's not the name that makes it click. It has to be the food, innit? You know what I'm trying to
100%.
say?
Yeah.
So so make sure when you're queuing, you're queuing for Big Mike. I don't want you queuing up at the wrong place. You know what I mean?
We won't be making that mistake. But Ravi, my boy behind the camera here, is telling me that you cook for Croydon's biggest and best.
We're good at what we do. Yeah. Look, our cuisine is Caribbean, it's Barbadian, it's Bajan, as we would say. There are very few of our restaurants. We have cooked for the best, i.e. we were British, we're the UK British takeaway chef for 2016. 2017 we were the dancing chef for X Factor. We've been in the finals for the last 2 years, 18-19. We're one of the top black 20 chefs in the UK with the Chef's Signature exhibition that was on Oxford Street throughout Croydon. It's just been a very good 5 years, guys. A very good 5 years. So yeah, doing fine.
So you've just been running towards success in so many different fields. What's it been like? Tell me about that journey. For 5 years you've been running. What was it like before then?
The 5-year journey, look, for you to get success, you have to put in the work. Yeah? I mean, I wake up averagely every morning at 3:30 in the morning, and my average day finishes around 11 o'clock.
Crazy.
If you don't like food and you don't like people, you should not do this job. But the tour over the 5 years, we started in a converted garage. It was tough, we had to cook, it was long hours, but I love what I do. I love life, I love what I do, I believed it. When we went into the competition, we weren't even given a genre. So when we actually won it, everybody had to pay attention. And from that day onwards, it has been building. It's taken us almost 5 years to get our first established, fully owned restaurant. So, and those are the building blocks, i.e. it's the practice, it's understanding your kit, it's telling people that you're there, but it's believing in what you want. Yeah, there's nothing that we cannot achieve. So the 5-year journey has been tough, it's been uphill, but gosh, am I enjoying it right now. I tell you. Sorry.
No.
I have to tell everybody out there, and I'm going to say it again, I love my job, yeah? I'm the gatekeeper, you young need to come and take it off me, but I'm not letting it go easy, let me tell you. We'll take it from having our own sauce, we put together our own song, but most importantly, I love the people. Yeah. There's nothing sweeter, which is why COVID-19 and so forth hurts a bit. That come a Saturday and we open up our doors at 12.
Yeah.
And with your young, old, medium, well, no matter who you are, Big Mike's is known for hanging out. Yeah. And when I say hang out, it's almost like a culinary barber's People come in here
I
and
rate that.
sit down all day.
Yeah.
We drink, we eat, we exchange stories. You're going to hear people fighting over whether there's 2 cheeses in this thing or 3 cheeses. That's not important, you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
But it's that camaraderie, that banter, you know, and we have the young who come here that listen to the story, but also they take away something, but they also give us something back.
Yeah.
You know, and in between that time, we have what I call rum shop gravy. Great food for those intoxicating time. So people eat good food, from fish cakes to your roti, to your curry goat, you know, to your jerk chicken, you know, and you'll see a development of things like Dominoes come out, whatever.
Yeah.
And you young pups who play that you're stepping up and team, you know, that want to take over our domino board, whatever. We love spanking you and giving you an education.
Ready?
Yeah, man. Hey, we're back. So what do I start off with? Rum shop.
Yeah, tell me about rum
gravy.
shop gravy. Tell me about
It's
people.
Great food for those intoxicating times. Look, if you grew up in the Caribbean, we have food everywhere.
Yeah.
Right? Whether it's in your petrol station, your corner shop, your house, whether it's the bar or not. But we've got something called rum shop gravy, where you hang out with your mates, generally on a weekend,
Yeah.
and anything goes. Yeah, and when I say great food, it could be cordon bleu, you know, we can stir that pot, but it could also be cheese spread, corned beef and rice, you know, crackers, whatever. It's the food that fits that atmosphere that is just blowing up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it could be me, it could be you, it could be anybody on that street. It starts off with 1 or 2 men, and before you know, there's just a gathering of people just enjoying rum shop gravy. Great food for those intoxicating times.
So you make it feel like it's Christmas here every single day with the number of people in the community that you're talking about, and everyone coming down and celebrating life and good food. What's it been like now not having that?
Let me answer the question. When you first come to the UK and you have to build it up, you miss it. Yeah. There's 2 things that I miss when I came over here, or 3 things. It was the community, because it's everywhere in Barbados. You know, you can't grow up without saying good morning to your neighbours. Your whole street is your neighbours, and regardless of whether your mother and that neighbour's speaking or not, if you don't say hello, you're gonna get your ass cut. I'm not sure I can say this.
Yeah, you say
when
whatever you want.
You get home. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I love that respect. I love that community. Yeah, because you know things like Easter. Everybody flew a kite. The whole road will come together and we'll make this big kite.
Yeah.
Every man's tugging on it from young to old, you know what I'm trying to say? And that is what you first miss when you come here. So when I first came here, it took me a while to find my Bajan community that were hanging out. But once you did, rum shop gravy all came back in again. And then there was other few things that you missed when you first landed in the UK.
Yeah.
Because I'm saying, England, the UK is the country of opportunity. It has got its bad side, but every country has. But one thing for sure, there's so much opportunity here. If you don't want to take it, it's your choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fair. But you miss the crickets and the frogs at night. When you first come from the Caribbean and it gets dark, as soon as they switch up the light at 6:10 in Barbados, but it's almost like that being on the equator, you hear everybody start chirping, whatever.
Yeah, I
when
hear
you
that.
come to the UK, you don't hear nothing but siren, you know what I mean? There's none of that.
Yeah.
And the stars. So it could be depressing, you see? It could be, I found that was slightly depressing.
Yeah.
But we're talking about community. I love Croydon. Yeah. We do something called Challenge 100. Challenge 100 Focus. That's feeding our community unified society. Well, I'm a Croydonite. I've always been in South London since I came back from Barbados when I was 18.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I love Croydon. And for that, I've always said, when life gets that good, we've got to give something back.
100%.
And every fortnight, we feed 100 homeless. Yeah, we go out by Mint Walk, We put the tables up, and when I say feed, it's hot quality meals. It's, you know, we're not turning up with a sandwich, whatever.
Yeah.
And in that queue could be me, you, I said that backwards, it could be you, me, you know how it is.
Yeah.
But it could be your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, your niece, your nephew. It could be anybody in that queue.
Yeah.
And there's people that are homeless, people just hungry, whatever. But one thing that we have in common, it's the community. Yeah, and for me, that's worth its weight in gold.
And you know, when you say this, like, I think it's mad because one of the things that I've been trying to do is give more from what I love, because that's a big thing. I'm practicing Muslim, and one of the teachings of Prophet Muhammad is not just to give the sandwich, a cold sandwich, and you can't, you know, the £3 meal deal. Give the hot food. And you clearly love food, right? You love it, so you give that same standard and quality to those who really need it.
And that's what I believe. I believe God blessed me to be able to cook. Yeah, I can cook, whether you like my personality or not, because I know I'm like Marmite, but I can cook, and I'm great with people. But look, and I'll say this in the most blessed way, I have had a fortunate life. And when we came through the COVID-19 shutdown around the 16th of March, and we had just taken on our new lease for this restaurant here, I vowed if we came out the other side, I was going to give something back. And we came out the other side. We opened up on the 4th of July when, you know, as Alex Ferguson would say, you know, it was squeaky bum time. I know you're a Liverpool supporter, but I'll forgive you later on. But it was boom.
Yeah.
And the people that did help me, as I've mentioned, you know, whether it was the filming, whatever, we came out on the 4th of July and we've never stopped running. We have queues here, we have community. I have every genre coming here.
Yeah.
And for that, going out handing food and cooking food on a Friday night, that's easy. Yeah. And it's a self-fulfilling drug. I come away from there and I am riding, surfing on euphoria for 1 week. Yeah, and it's like being a Joyce or Bunny. You're just full of that energy, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's worth it, man.
Yeah.
It's worth it. And that's what I'm talking about, community. Because regardless if you were home in Barbados, anywhere, you know, nobody would go hungry. Yeah? Someone would always give you something to eat. And they'll cuss you at the same time.
Yeah.
But nobody would go hungry. And no one should go hungry in the UK.
100%.
Because I've been there.
100%.
I've been there. I was so upset one time when one of my part-time jobs growing up was in B&Q. You know why? You can't eat nuts and bolts. I wanted to be in Sainsbury's or KFC or blah blah. I was hungry. Yeah, and I think it's important. I have a family. Yeah, I've known my wife 32 years. I've got 2 girls, 18 and 21.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we have to know where humanity should start, where should common sense should be, whether we should fail forward, but most important, you have to be humble enough to be rich enough in life, and I'm adamant about that. Yeah, it's better to be humble because everything comes your way. Yeah, and I'm not a preacher, but every time we as a family unit, as a black unit, as an ethnic minority steps forward and does something other than talk, my life improves 100-fold. And that's what I've got to put it down to.
That's mad. See, I want to go back to that. You said you have to be humble enough to be rich enough in life.
Yes. Humility is the foundation of life. Yeah, I've had people come in here and they've come and said that they're hungry. And I know 1, 2, 3 times out of 10, sometimes people are pulling the wool over my eyes. But you have to be humble enough. When people say, what you're doing in here, blah, blah, and I'll say to them, I'm going to feed you this once.
Yeah.
This once. Because I believe in humility. Yeah, I believe in humanity. But what I do say to them is, if you're genuine, yeah, meet me at this point at 9:30, okay? Every single night, we feed the homeless in that same spot.
Yeah.
Turn up there, yeah? And 9 times out of 10, they do, which means that they genuinely needed that help,
Yeah.
okay? But I'm not a martyr, I just believe in life. I really do.
But you've been someone who's been massively successful before this in insurance as well.
Yeah.
How have you
Yeah.
stayed humble throughout that time?
Oh, I was an arse sometimes.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, my wife and I were talking about this last night. Because I had no one around me at that point in time to guide me, yeah, I was arrogant at times. But that arrogance is what I call your experience shield. Till you realize, till you become familiarized with it. Hertzberg's law of hierarchy of needs says you're never going to be good at anything. Anything you try for the first time,
Yeah.
it takes time. It doesn't matter whether you're a rocket scientist, if you ask them to wash up for the first time, they're not going to do it well.
Yeah.
And I think that's how I sum myself up. When things went boom, I didn't know how to handle it. So I was an idiot. There was a time when I was an idiot, you know, and then you've got to kind of dial it back and look back at yourself. And that's why I talk about the community foundation. If you have that and you look back on yourself, you need to stop, yeah, and say, as I was lucky enough to have this, I can be unlucky enough to lose this. And that's what I'm trying to say. Humility, being humble, yeah. I will cross the road and help you if you're like that. Because if you come to me and said, Mike, can I do this with you? Can I have this? And you are brave enough to use the word please, you can have whatever you like. Yeah.
And that's a fact, because literally all I did was give you a call from my really good mate Ravi, who gave me your number, and literally within 4 days now, we're here. And as soon as I got in, we're offered drinks, we're shown around, we feel at home, with so much trust, and you're just extending the hand constantly.
Ravi was a very good humbling experience for me. Yeah. Whilst he's here, whatever, and you know we don't like to big him up, his head gets too big and we start keeping noise and things like that. For a young man to come up and say something and do it, but also do it purely on risk and reward, I found that astonishing. There was no convincing, yeah. He didn't make me feel wanted when I required that service, and he came to me when I needed something, but I didn't have the financial capability of paying for that. Yeah. So I found that very enriching. So when you called me, I didn't know who you were from Adam, and you might have called me early in the morning before I had my coffee.
Yeah.
But I told you right there, you mentioned the name Ravi. I got to pay that back. Pay it back. Because he was there when my business needed it. And I said, from that, it's been a springboard for some magical things. So whilst, I can't wind you up about it. Ravi was fantastic for our business, yeah? Which means he's always part of my family. Simple as that.
I love that.
Simple
And
as that.
when someone becomes part of that Big Mike family, what does that mean?
That means that other than coming down my stairs in my house, you're entitled to everything. No, man, let me take this off. Our extended family, yeah, is security, food, drink, laughter, but it's trust.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes it's nice to know you can see somebody and you don't have to worry about throwing anything over your shoulder.
Yeah.
You know, my wife always told me, you don't have many friends, do you? And I don't. Yeah. And
I'm surprised by that. I'm shocked, I'm not gonna lie.
But most males don't. I think, you know, women have to understand that we tend to be quite lonely creatures with our own miniature club.
Yeah.
We have many acquaintances, but very few friends because we're designed that we're not meant to open up and, well, in my day, you weren't meant to show emotions,
Yeah.
But I love people, but there's very few people that I hear. I can listen to many people, but my friends are here. And that hearing is what keeps you safe. You know when you were running for your football and your father or your mother shouted at you, stop!
Yeah.
When you hear that, you know you should stop.
Yeah,
Which means you're not going to get run over by a truck. With your acquaintances, you don't hear that. You just keep running, yeah? And you're lucky to cross the road. And I think the biggest thing about our family is if you're encapsulated in that group, you can trust anybody in that family. And that's what I believe in.
That's mad wholesome, and I like how that family extends to people who are further than blood.
There's nothing better than falling back knowing that if your family don't catch you, someone's going to laugh at you because you're being stupid. So
It's true.
yeah, and that's why me and my brother get on so well. Yeah, the practical jokes are fantastic. Yeah.
Tell me about growing up in Barbados and parents and you taking this journey to come to London.
Love Barbados. I think if it was possible, I mean, I can only refer to Barbados, yeah, and I still refer to it as home.
Yeah.
But I left here at age 10, and until I landed in Barbados, and I always say the first day I went to school in Barbados, because they put me in shorts too.
Oh man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's stupid. You know, you come from England where you're trousered along, and you know, they put you in shorts, which is quite a, oh,
Yeah.
you know. But the first day that I went to school, and I opened my classroom door, and I saw so many good-looking black people, right? And I'm going to put it like that,
Yeah.
because there was a class of 30, and there was everybody in there.
Yeah.
They were short, they were tall, they were fair skinned, they were dark skinned, whatever. But the fact is, I didn't have to prove who I was. It wasn't even entertained. You were who you were. So it's a platform for you allowed to move the energy from you trying to demonstrate who you are, i.e. your ethnicity in the UK,
Yeah.
to give you space to just propel yourself into anything that you wish to be.
What's that struggle?
Education, any of that.
Yeah. What's that struggle like in the UK trying to prove who you are?
In the UK, there's a lot of demarcation. First, you always hear it when people are always saying, well, you're Jamaican, you're Barbadian, you're Trinidadian. You know.
Yeah.
We don't have that over there. Whilst we might teach each other, we're part of the Caribbean. And the demarcation that you have in the UK tends from your communities can be split. So hence if they're split, they're dysfunctional. Yeah, and as I mentioned there, sometimes I grew up where you had to demonstrate who you were, but also not be ashamed of who you were.
Yeah.
I grew up in the laws of sus, where a policeman could arrest you, come and search you, just because he thought you may be thinking doing something wrong. Well, I play sport. Many times I've thought the referee's an ass, but you can't give me a red card until I tell him that he's an ass.
Yeah.
So why should you be arresting me because you think I may be thinking something wrong? Yeah.
That makes so much sense. Yeah.
You know, but this is quite key, and that's why I love you, Ahmed, Ravi, a group of these young, aspiring, you know, different ethnicities, especially being male, because the males have been left behind. Yeah. You are the future, we are the gatekeepers. And when you see that, and you can see whether you come from Camberwell, Croydon, South London, the Midlands, whatever, each time we can look through the window and see one of you guys stepping up, it tells somebody that it's possible. You know, we saw Lewis Hamilton the other week.
Yeah, crazy achievement, man.
Listen, I didn't like F1 till I saw my brother driving around. Right? You know, but how inspiring is it that he broke through the glass ceiling?
Trust me.
To allow others through, and that's why I throw out respect to like Ainsley Harriott, Julian George, Mike Reed, some of these are top chefs.
Yeah.
They had to break through the glass ceiling so that we can be recognised as great cooks, but as chefs as well.
Yeah.
You know, but I'll also flip it on the other side. Through all this trauma in the UK, I said it earlier, this is the land of opportunity. If you can't take it here, right, you ain't gonna do it anywhere.
Right.
In Barbados, we have a community. It's 250,000.
Yeah.
There's 1 million of us off the island. We're 166 square miles. By the time you blink, you can get to the other end of our island. So what I'm trying to say is that's how small it is.
Yeah.
But in the UK, you can be a doctor, you can be an accountant, you can be a singer. I think we can do anything that we choose.
So what would you say to someone, a young person right now who's listening to you, like, oh, Big Mike, look, he's done it, he's been there, he's got a financial backing, he can take those risks, but I'm growing up in what are meant to be the prime years of my life, but they're being shut down because of coronavirus. I'm seeing restriction after restriction after restriction. What would you say to that person who feels closed off, who feels like the opportunities are getting less and less and less?
I would say stop, retake your thoughts and step forward. Yeah, there are always going to be hurdles, but you guys are brighter, more educated and with more energy than we ever had. So what I'm trying to say is there's no excuse, whether it's poverty, hunger, whatever, that you should not drive for what you want. Because I believe this ain't called failing forward.
Yeah.
Until you trip, you don't know that you should not take that step next time.
Yeah.
And we call that experience. And it's boring to hear it from old people like me. It is. Because you're thinking, well, why can't he just give me something? And why is he preaching again? But we're not. What I'm trying to say is I'm envious of what you guys have. Just don't pretend. Don't waste such potential. Yeah? And also, Mandela, bless his soul. I grew up where I saw the apartheid and all of that. But a great man has acceptance and tolerance for everything to make his journey correct. For a man that could come out and then have, I'll say this now, the clerk as his number 2 in his government, he knew, just like Gandhi, just like a minute, you had to have balance. So don't play your shutting off all of the world for you to aspire yourself. You need that combination so you have enough common sense to make it through. That is what I would say.
I like that.
I'm not even sure if I answered that question.
No, you did very well. But Big Mike, I think you strike me as someone who's resilient, who is willing to take risks consistently, coming from Barbados to here, working a job and being comfortable in that job. We didn't really mention it so much, but Big Mike was in insurance, was making a lot of money, was feeling very comfortable, but then taking that risk to stop that with a family, with kids, and take that risk and do something different, do something that made you, that you clearly love, that makes you feel passionate about what you do, but it's still a risk. There's no guarantees. So where'd you get that resilience from?
My wife is very powerful, and we've mentioned having the manners and the respect that we should have as a youth, but my wife is a very powerful woman in the sense of she's always said to me, and I've always felt that I have the strength and that cover beside me, in front of me, around me, and behind me. So when I went to set up my first insurance company on my own, i.e. in North Wales, and I had a wife and a newborn child, she was the one who said, no matter what, go and do it. Yeah, and if you have a strong family, a strong partner with you, it frees up that part of your mind so you can concentrate on deliverance of success. I'm not trying to say as a young buck, a young lion, whatever, we don't have that roar, we want to have numerous ladies in our pride, whatever. You know, we want to flex a bit.
Yeah.
You have to go through that, but that's called youthful experience.
Yeah, yeah.
But if you notice that, and I've said this to young people around me, the more successful I am, all the things like the car and all of that becomes easy. So why don't we concentrate on the success? Because that would be easy, rather than concentrate on the player, the booze, the car, because we've got it slightly upside down. If you're successful on the right hand side, all that stuff comes in.
Comes with it, yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah,
so, but that's what I would say. Let's not be distracted. Yeah. But also, I'm not trying to say for the young not to be young. I mean, I've got kids, and I look back and I think, gosh, why would you do something as stupid as that? Till you get reminded you did that as well.
Yeah,
you understand what I'm trying to say? It's not, you know, I do hear my mother and father saying these things to me. You know, like, sometimes you think, why would you walk through that door? But live. I think that's what I say to anybody, you know, regardless of, just live. Live with some humility, some thrusting, be creative, take a bit of a risk, but live.
That's really interesting, because I think from a young person perspective, a lot of us see success as seductive. That's because you see it all the time. You scroll through Instagram and you see that success, and it's seductive, but you're being seduced by the lifestyle that success gives you. But you made the distinction of, we've got it the other way around, of we're chasing that lifestyle without the success, whereas if you chase the success, you get the lifestyle.
Yes, yes. And then you have a choice. You have a choice of whether you want to bling or whether you want to sing. But that is your choice. And very much so, you know, and you know, I'm going to be very careful as I weave through this, but very much so, it was almost stacked upon me and my community at one stage that being a man was how many women you had, how much you could drink, yeah, and how shiny your alloys were.
Do you think that's changed?
I think that they have tried to gentrify it by these videos and blah blah, but once again, I will reiterate, when you are successful, you actually don't have to worry about anything, and you can make that choice. If that choice for you is to drink Cristal, go to the party, whatever, do it. You earned it. I'm not knocking you for that. Yeah. If it's your choice to finish your week, go home, play some cards with wifey, play some table tennis with the nephews, do it, because you've earned it. But don't play you out there flying the kite when all you've done is expect it. Yeah? Why should you expect it?
What if someone's feeling really inspired and motivated right now? What does the Big Mike lifestyle of success looks like?
After all that, yeah? I'm going to say this. Look, I love my job and I love my work and I love my life. So I get to cook, handle great produce, right? I have my work family around me where people tell you, we laugh a lot, but there's times that I cuss. At the end of the day, that food's got to get out. You're not my friend at that point in time. But I get to hang out with the people that come in here. I get to have a drink. I get to play music. I get to play sport. I get to play dominoes. I get to do all of that. And then I get to go home and hang out with the family. Right?
Yeah.
Now, and that's the reason why I say my life can be slightly boring. I do everything that I do here, and then I can go home, sit down with wifey, play Romy, put on a tune, right? Put on a tune and play that, play that thing.
Yeah.
And then you get people over for something to eat and whatever. That's what I do. Yeah. But I love it. I love it. Yeah. I don't party on a Friday night because I don't have to. It's a choice.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there's times that you're going to call me and you're going to say, Mike, what's wrong? I said, I've drunk too much. Yeah. Yeah. But, that social blend.
Yeah.
But knowing that you can go home and just be who you are. Because at times that I live with 3 girls. They want to talk to me. You know, Dad, what do you think of this dress? What do you think of this? Whatever. And I'm trying to say, don't ask me those questions. Ask your mum. I want to go upstairs, watch my TV, and the thing. But I just love the freeness of it.
Yeah, yeah.
I really do.
And I think that's one thing that I'm just getting from you is that you live life free. You just get to do what you want to do with people that you love.
My brother and I generally communicate most mornings about 4 o'clock in the morning.
Mad.
Right? And whilst I can't say any of this on the air, it's the rudest, funniest jokes that we can lay out at that time of the morning.
Yeah.
It's just banter. Yeah? And I think what I'm trying to say is I love all of that. I do have times when I'm down. I do have times when I can feel doubtful. There's times when I can be, sometimes you can get hurt by someone offering me a jacket potato. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah,
But you can tell me, Springer, you're an idiot. I can handle that. But it's for balance. Would I change anything? Yes. Okay. But am I happy? Am I happy with the journey? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Am I happy to hand over the baton? No.
Not yet.
No. Yeah. You young bucks got to fight me for it.
Yeah, I get that. I don't feel like you're done.
But I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. I want to be challenged. Listen, I know I can't run as fast. I know I can't jump as high. But I don't need to. That's your job.
It's true.
No,
but you definitely made me believe that we have everything that we need, even when things are stacked against us or when things are unsettling, that we can still go out there and do it. But what are you scared of?
I'm very scared of the next 2 years.
Why is that?
More so because of, as I said, I have the children and the youth, and when you're facing a challenge that is the biggest challenge for 300 years, there's going to be a lot of mistakes that are made. And there's one thing for someone to say, Dad or Mike, what do you think of this? And you lean on experience. When there's no experience there and there's nobody around that has had that experience, you guys have a fantastic challenge. And I am afraid of that because it involves my kids.
So when you started the business and you left the secure job,
I was frightened. Yeah.
is that scary?
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
It is. And, I was afraid. And I mentioned the word arrogance earlier on, but sometimes arrogance is a shield for lack of knowledge. It's easier to be arrogant sometimes to hold yourself up so people think you know, rather you get a time to educate yourself. But I walked away from security, total freedom, not having to think about anything, to do something that I loved. And there were some times where, with all due respect, I headbutted walls thinking, what have I done? Yeah. But on the other side, and let's be real, this comes with being successful, I can say I don't regret it.
Yeah.
If we lost everything, and we were there. We were there. Yeah? We were there when when things got bad where you think, oh, and it's your family that start to hurt. But we as a family, invested in my wife and my kids and all that. And ultimately, sometimes when your lane is blocked, they are sprinting on theirs and they drag me through. But I also don't think that there's nothing wrong with having some fear. You can't go and do something new without having some form of anxiety, whatever, but it also revs you. You know, isn't that the art of discovery? And that's why I'm going to say again, I look back, and if I see my daughter at dancing school, I see you guys, in filming, your creativity, when I see the people in the music, but I also see scientists and people going to the moon. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Yeah, more so than growing up with parents, which wasn't their fault, that would say, you can't be a chef. Why do you want to be a cook for? You need to be an architect. I don't want to be an architect.
Yeah.
I hate drawing. I could barely draw a line straight. But I did understand where they were coming from. Yeah. But I think you guys have the biggest fears, but the biggest enterprise. And I can't wait to see the likes of you and Ravi up on stage, in the big lights, whatever, and I'm going to say, look at them men, huh? Remember when they had a slushy and Big Mike's?
And it was a banging slushy, so I'm not complaining. As in,
So,
it's not. I think there's one thing that I'm learning is that, like, I've always wanted to be a presenter, and I think this is me living my dream. How big that dream then becomes, is obviously you're going to be more satisfied the bigger it gets, but at the same time, there's enjoyment in, like, the raw of it, which is me getting to have a conversation with someone and presenting ideas and being in whatever format, whether it was on TV, which was always my inspiration as a kid.
Yeah.
But like now, this having a slushy with Big Mike is banging. Like this is a mad opportunity for me and a mad opportunity for us. So I think it's super nice to see someone from the generation above us allow us an entry point, but at the same time also feel that we're benefiting you in some way.
You're definitely benefiting us, but for the mic and the camera here, he should be a presenter because he's pretty too. You know what I mean? He's got all those little star things that make it look good on the screen. But no, we have to have a dutiful respect for the young. Yeah, and especially the young that are aspiring. Yeah, it's, I don't know whether it's parenthood, having your own business, whatever, but to see seeds flourish like that, yeah, and take up their own position, you can step back. And that's what I'm trying to say. You, Ravi, I speak about my daughters because I have seen where they're transcended to, whatever, but I see my niece and my nephews. I mean, my nephew Ryan come and took my old Techniques turntable the other day because he's playing that he wants to mix tune and da.
Yeah.
But I got respect for it. I thought that's what you should be doing.
Yeah.
It's just that he wants to tell me, well, Unc, I found this tune, whatever. I said, well, I don't want to smash. I don't want to smash your dreams, but that tune's been out since 1968 that you're mixing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that is what you want to see. You want to see that progression. And the other thing too is, I'm gonna. There's two things that I want to throw in here. You guys have to do something about the climate change and everything. Yeah, because we can see the apocalypse coming as per the Terminator movies. It is too simple and obvious out there. And also, this year through COVID-19, Black Lives Matter, all of that, it's been one of the most poignant years that I have ever witnessed.
100%.
Yeah, and you guys, once it's fearful, are going to inherit it all. You guys are now going to take this blank piece of paper, yeah, and design the paths. And I think that is aspiring, whether it's Black Lives Matter, climate change, whether it's unity, whether it's femininity, it's a tall order to embrace it all. That's what I got to say.
We'll round it up with one just thing that's been playing on my mind the whole time. You mentioned that your wife has been your rock. She
Yes.
gives you a lot of power.
Yes.
As young males, how do you pick the right one?
You go to a club,
Yeah.
you stand up on the balcony, and you see two women, right? This is a true story. I'm
Yeah.
just going to hate it. It's a true story. And I always say, there was one woman on my left, and there was my wife on the right. Yeah? And I had £5, which was enough for one drink. So when I went to the right and I saw her chatting and dancing with this guy, I said, at the end of the day, I've only got enough for one drink. So you need to move over, Esquire, because Mike's in the house and I'm taking this. And that is a true story. But other than choosing the young white woman, whatever, listen, I can tell you how to do rotis, jerk chicken, curry mutton, yeah, all of that.
Yeah.
Love, I have no understanding, because women speak Venusian, men speak Martian, but if you're lucky enough to be like me, she'll speak protection, she'll cover you, yeah, and ultimately you soon find that whilst my wife may not notice me when her two kids are around, when it counts, she was there. And I said, it frees up that part of mind for us to be successful. But you young bucks, you know, enjoy yourself. That's it.
That's been beautiful. This has been
respect.
Big Mike on the Infinite Lessons podcast.
Love it.
What's your infinite lesson for us to take away?
My infinite lesson for you guys to take away is, oh gosh, is be you, believe in you, and live life. I know I've kind of touched base with that all the way through, but try and love every waking moment so that when you're asleep, you can worry about that then. That works.
Wow. Crazy. That's been
Respect.
Big Mike. It's been a bigger than life discussion with a bigger than life guy and such an amazing guest.
Yeah, and you need to turn up when we're doing food. You
No,
know what
I'm
I mean?
down. I'm fully down now. We
No,
want-
listen, that's because you're speaking to me in lockdown. No. Bubble pop. Okay, for that. We make the best Caribbean food in Croydon.
Yeah, no,
Yes,
you have to
do
hit our
that.
Big Mike's CALYPSO Kitchen. No, you do. We're going to take you for a tour around and we're going to include this. Hopefully Big Mike will show us all the spots. But this place, honestly, like, you can kind of feel the community, the culture from it, even though it is closed. Like, I love the tables. I love the fact that how warm you've been. You said you're a Marmite personality, but I don't think anyone's going to dislike it. And I don't think anyone's going to dislike what you had to say. You shared so much wisdom. You were humble and you're just pure character. And like, we're learning a lot, and we're like, honestly, sometimes there's a bit of pressure to try and be successful quick for us as young people, but you've shown me that you can make that success at 52 and take that risk when you're 47, and you can make that success and pave that path and surround yourself by a community that truly loves you and cares for you, and by people who want the best for you and can tell you to stop like your parents did, and you'll stop, or you'll keep going, or you'll run.
I
And
love what you said. I really do love
I'm
what
learning,
you
man.
said.
I'm learning.
It's a guy bigger Ahmed. Yeah?
Yeah.
I love it now. Look, I love the frivolity, yeah, but to hear you summarise what I've said is pure joy in itself. Yeah, and that's why I will reach out and say, look, your education's key, but education isn't just about 1 + 1. It's about educating yourself through life, through your understanding, but you do need to have the capability to learn and retain something, because everything we do is based on what you know, and what you don't know is what you go and explore. So yeah, total respect, Ahmed.
No,
Easy,
man,
bro.
respect. Hopefully we'll
Alright,
catch you again
easy.
soon.
Easy.
And we want to see this place popping with the music and the vibes and the food and everything, man. Like, what guy? Love Big Mike.
Alright, take it easy. Alright.
Alright, so we're taking a step outside Big Mike's with the man himself, and he's going to give us a little tour around the place.
Yep. welcome to Big Mike's. Yeah, obviously it's the lockdown period, but this is who we are. I mean, from Wednesday we'll be cranked up, but come on in, yeah, the home of great Caribbean food.
And also remember, guys, that this is where Rum Shop Gravy happens, where all the beautiful things that Big Mike told us about. This is the space.
This is my pride and joy, right? This is our space. We are not open, okay? You guys have come here. This is the level of cleanliness that you'll find when we're not open. We're 5 out of 5, but as I said, small taste of Barbados, big taste of Caribbean. This is our orange wall, yeah, which I believe our warmth radiates off this, which filters for our customers. Yeah, we have our menu there. Come on through. Excuse the things being out of place, but we're making sure that everything's cleaned up. This is my magic room. Yeah, we're state of the art. We got our rationale. We got our bertha where it's an indoor charcoal oven where everything gets grilled in there, smoked through, whatever. We have our rice machines, whatever. But I love this place. This is where creativity starts. Yeah, and I serve hunger from here. So this is where we are. We're getting all ready for Wednesday, and from Monday you're going to start seeing the smells radiate from out here. We're going to be bubbling pot, we're seasoning, we're marinating, you know, and I'm looking forward to the staff coming back because I'm feeling a bit lonely, you know what I mean? So look, guys, coming to our bistro, yeah, but I'm asking everybody, come down and experience what we got going on. All right, that's it. This is bertha. This is our indoor charcoal oven. Now, this is where you expect your barbecue going on outside, but we smoke everything from fresh. We don't use a hob, we use technology. We either go straight from the grate, yeah, to the grater, whatever, but this allows us to make everything fresh on the day, hold it, and give you that level of authenticity, because you can see us. There's no hiding. There's no hiding. So no one's allowed to pick their nose, no one's allowed to scratch their hair, whatever, because we're Big Mike's CALYPSO Kitchen. As I said, small taste of Barbados, big taste of the Caribbean, and Croydon, come and join us. We're tearing it up.
There you had it. Small taste of Barbados, big taste of the Caribbean.